Good morning, and thank you for being here with me today. I'm so excited today as we continue our learning on faith. Won't you please become focused with me as we come before God the Father and we ask that He allows me to open my mouth and He bring utterance, that He lets the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in His sight, that He fills me as an empty pitcher, standing before a fresh flowing fountain, that He sends down fresh manna from heaven, designed with us in mind, designed to stir up that gift of Theos within us and keep us moving up the highway towards our highest good. And for that this morning, we are grateful. We say thank you this morning. Today, excuse me, today is the fourth Sunday of January. The idea is faith. The apostle is Peter. The color is navy blue. And the faculty of the body is the front brain. According to Webster's definition, faith is the act or state of wholeheartedly and steadfastly believing in the existence, power, and benevolence of a supreme being, of having confidence in His providential care, and of being loyal to His will as revealed or believed in. The Bible tells us that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. It also tells us that without faith, it is impossible to please God. And we learned this month that having faith isn't always easy. And there are miraculous things that can be accomplished with faith. And also that faith without works is dead. And last week we talked about recognizing where and in whom you are placing your faith other than with God. Well, can I share with you today, that God is faithful to us. He is faithful to us, for we are the substance. I want you to walk with me this morning. I'm excited about this. I'm excited. I want you to just go with me. We are the substance. Remember, the definition is faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And so I want you to know that God is faithful to us, and He will never leave you or forsake you because we are the substance. We are the substance of those things He hoped for. He knows the plans He has for us, right? Plans to prosper us and give us hope. He knows that from the beginning. He knew that we were that substance. He had in us faith that we're going to accomplish those things that He has planned for us. We are the evidence of His Spirit in us, the evidence of those things not seen, His Spirit in us, that Theos, that divine essence of Him that dwells within us. You can't see the Spirit, but you can see the evidence of the Spirit. And in this case, a living body, the living soul. I want you to go with me to Deuteronomy, the 31st chapter and the 6th verse. And it tells us there to be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. So let's think about that. Being strong sometimes means that you have to stand on your faith. You have to just stand and be strong because you know that the God you serve is with you. He goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. Sometimes it takes all the energy you have just to stand and remain faithful. He then tells you to be courageous, which means that sometimes you have to act on that faith. You have to step out on faith. You have to take action, remembering that without faith, it's impossible to please God. And faith without action, without works, is dead. Being courageous means that you have to be able to just move forward. Sometimes you don't see what to do, how to do it and where to go, but you have to trust God to open that path for you, to show you the way, to put a light in that dark tunnel. Sometimes you look at it and you are afraid of where that tunnel is going to end, or maybe that it won't open, or maybe there is no light at the end of the tunnel. But the scripture tells us, do not fear or be in dread of them, because you know what? The scripture also tells us that God has not given us the spirit of fear. He has given us the spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind, because he has given us his spirit. He goes with you because he is in you. He will not leave you because he is in you. He will not forsake you because he can't deny himself. That part of him that is in you, he cannot deny himself. You know, we are the substance, his substance. When he blew the breath of life into us, his spirit, and we became living souls, we are the substance he put into us. We have his theos within us, that divine essence of him that dwells within us. We are the substance. Can you wrap your brain around that? He is faithful to us because he cannot deny himself. In 2 Timothy, the scripture says that. I didn't write it. I'm just reading it. 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, the 11th through the 13th verses, it says, the saying is trustworthy, for if we have died with him, we shall also live with him. If we endure with him, we will also reign with him. If we deny him, he will also deny us. But if we are faithless, he remains faithful, for he cannot deny himself. That's why, sometimes we all sin, we go astray, we make mistakes, but God is faithful and he will not let you be tempted. This is 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, the 12th through the 13th verses. It says, God is faithful and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability. But with the temptation, he will also provide the way of escape, that you may be able to endure it. So he knew from the beginning that you would be tempted. But he also knew that you would not be tempted beyond your ability to withstand it. He would always provide a way out for you, an escape. He would always give you the strength to endure. He would always be with you, walking you through that. He knew you would be tempted. He was tempted. But he will not allow. You remember the Bible also tells us that he will not place upon you more than you can bear. He won't. He won't. Let's take a few minutes now to just reflect. There are over 40 scriptures in the Bible that talk to you about God's faithfulness and the fact that he will always be with you and he'll never forsake you. But it doesn't matter. When things get hard, we mess up, we sin, but God is still there loving us. He's still with us. God is faithful to us when we are ungrateful for the blessings that he's given us, when we put our other human desires in front of our spiritual needs and desires. He is still faithful for us. He's faithful to us. When we forget to pray, when we forget to study, when we forget to meditate, we don't make time for that. He is still faithful to us. When we are struggling with temptations and sin, he is still faithful to us. His faithfulness is one of those things that I'm really most grateful for, because, he knows when I mess up. I can't hide it from him, but he loves me anyway. He wants me anyway. Sometimes it just blows my mind to think about how God could still love me and bless me and keep me and be with me after all the things that I've done. He still loves me. He's still with me. He still goes and walks by my side because he is faithful to that part of him that he blew into me. He is faithful to that part of him that dwells within me. He is faithful to me because I am the substance of those things that he hoped for and the evidence of the things not seen. I might not be living the life that he needs me to live yet. I might not be demonstrating the laws yet, but he has faith in me. He has faith in that God that dwells within me. He has faith in himself that lives within me. So I'm the substance of those things. I'm the evidence of those things, even if they're not yet seen. Wrap your mind around that. You are the substance of the things that God has placed within you, that he has faith that will develop from you. He is faithful to us, for we are the substance. Can I say that to you? Can I say that to you? He's faithful to us because he cannot deny himself. He can't deny that part of him that dwells within us. And that's why he just keeps loving us. He keeps forgiving us. He keeps waiting. He has enough faith to know that eventually his will prevail. Because he knows the plans he's made for us. He just needs us to wake up to him. He just needs us to stay connected. He just needs us to hear his voice and obey. Because obedience is better than sacrifice. But I want you to know today that it applies to him just like it applies to us. Sometimes faith ain't easy. Sometimes the lives we're living doesn't make it easy for God to keep having faith in us. But he does. He won't forsake you. Make it easy on him. Have faith in him and do his will. My prayer for you as always is that you remain Christ-centered and you continue to be blessed.